Hi everyone, welcome back to Bible in a Year. My name is Natalie and today we are on day 246. I am so happy that you're here today. We are going to be reading 2 Samuel chapter 7 and then we're going to be starting the book of Ezekiel by reading Ezekiel chapter 1 and then we'll start into Mark chapter 5 but only verses 1 through 20 today. And then we are going to again close out in Psalm 119, verses 145 through 152. So let's get started in 2 Samuel chapter 7. When the king lived in his house and Yahweh had given him rest from all his enemies all around, the king said to Nathan the prophet, "See now, I dwell in a house of cedar, but God's ark dwells within curtains." Nathan said to the king, "Go do all that is in your heart, for Yahweh is with you." That same night, Yahweh's word came to Nathan, saying, "Go and tell my servant David, Yahweh says, should you build me a house for me to dwell in? For I have not lived in a house since the day that I brought the children of Israel up out of Egypt, even to this day, but have moved around in a tent and in a tabernacle. In all places in which I have walked with all the children of Israel, did I say a word to anyone from the tribes of Israel whom I commanded to be shepherd of my people Israel, saying, why have you not built me a house of cedar? Now therefore, tell my servant David this. Yahweh of armies says, I took you from the sheep pen, from following the sheep, to be prince over my people, over Israel. I have been with you wherever you went, and have cut off all your enemies from before you. I will make you a great name, like the name of great ones who are in the earth. I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in their own place and be moved no more. The children of wickedness will not afflict them any more, as at the first, and as from the day that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel. I will cause you to rest from all your enemies. Moreover, Yahweh tells you that Yahweh will make you a house. When your days are fulfilled and you sleep with your fathers, I will set up your offspring after you, who will proceed out of your body, and I will establish his kingdom. He will build a house for my name, and will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father, and he will be my son. If he commits iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men and with stripes of the children of men. But my loving kindness will not depart from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before you. Your house and your kingdom will be made sure forever before you. Your throne will be established forever." Nathan spoke to David all these words, and according to all this vision. Then David the king went in and sat before Yahweh, and he said, "Who am I, Lord, Yahweh, and what is my house, that you have brought me this far? This was yet a small thing in your eyes, Lord Yahweh, but you have spoken also to your servant's house for a great while to come, and this among men, Lord Yahweh. What more can David say to you? For you know your servant, Lord Yahweh. For your word's sake, and according to your own heart, you have worked all this greatness, to make your servant know it. Therefore you are great, Yahweh God. For there is no one like you, neither is there any God beside you, according to all that we have heard with our ears. What one nation in the earth is like your people, even like Israel, whom God went to redeem to himself for a people, and to make himself a name, and to do great things for you, and awesome things for your land before your people, whom you redeemed to yourself out of Egypt from the nations and their gods. You established yourself, your people, Israel, to be your people forever, and you, Yahweh became their God. Now, Yahweh God, the word that you have spoken concerning your servant and concerning his house, confirm it forever, and do as you have spoken. Let your name be magnified forever, saying, Yahweh of armies is God over Israel, and the house of your servant David will be established before you. For you, Yahweh of armies, the God of Israel, have revealed to your servant, saying, I will build you a house. Therefore your servant has found in his heart to pray this prayer to you. Now, O Lord Yahweh, you are God, and your words are truth, and you have promised this good thing to your servant. Now therefore let it please you to bless the house of your servant, that it may continue forever before you. For you, Lord Yahweh, have spoken it. Let the house of your servant be blessed forever with your blessing. Ah, that's so beautiful. All right, let's start Ezekiel chapter 1. And here we go. Now, in the 13th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river Chebar, the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God. In the 5th of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiakim's captivity, Yahweh's word came to Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Chebar, and Yahweh's hand was there on him. I looked, and behold, a stormy wind came out of the north, a great cloud with flashing lightning and a brightness around it, and out of the middle of it, as it were glowing metal, out of the middle of the fire. Out of its center came the likeness of 4 living creatures. This was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. Every one had 4 faces, and each of them had 4 wings. Their feet were straight feet. The sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's hoof, a calf's foot. And they sparkled like burnished bronze. They had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides. The 4 of them had their faces and their wings like this. Their wings were joined to one another. They didn't turn when they went. Each one went straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, they had the face of a man. The 4 of them had the face of a lion on the right side. The 4 of them had a face of an ox on the left side. The 4 of them also had the face of an eagle. Such were their faces. Their wings were spread out above. 2 wings of each one touched another, and 2 covered their bodies. Each one went straight forward. Where the Spirit was to go, they went. They didn't turn when they went. And as for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, like the appearance of torches. The fire went up and down among the living creatures. The fire was bright, and lightning went out of the fire. The living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now as I saw the living creatures, behold, there was one wheel on the earth beside the living creatures, for each of the 4 faces of it. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like a barrel. The 4 of them had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel within a wheel. When they went in their 4 directions. They didn't turn when they went. As for their rims, they were high and dreadful, and the 4 of them had their rims full of eyes all around. When the living creatures went, the wheels went beside them. When the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Wherever the Spirit was to go, they went. The Spirit was to go there. The wheels were lifted up beside them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. When those went, these went. When those stood, these stood. When those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up beside them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. Over the head of the living creature there was the likeness of an expanse, like an awesome crystal to look at, stretched out over their heads above. Under their expanse, their wings were straight, one toward the other. Each one had two which covered on this side, and each one had two which covered their bodies on that side. When they went, I heard the noise of their wings like the noise of great waters, like the voice of the Almighty, a noise of tumult, like the noise of an army. When they stood, they let down their wings. There was a voice above the expanse that was over their heads. When they stood, they let down their wings. Above the expanse that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone. On the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man on it above. I saw as it were glowing metal, as the appearance of fire within it all around, from the appearance of his waist and upward, and from the appearance of his waist and downward, I saw as it were the appearance of fire, and there was brightness all around him. As the appearance of the rainbow that is in the cloud in the day of rain, so was the appearance of the brightness all around. This was the appearance of the likeness of Yahweh's glory. When I saw it, I fell on my face, and I heard a voice of one that spoke. That is my most favorite chapter in the entire Bible. I just got to read it to you. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it. And if my cadence wasn't just right, I encourage you to open up Ezekiel chapter 1 and have a read in your own cadence, but do read it slow so that you pick up each piece of the miracle. Oh, I love it. I've been waiting for that since January. Okay, here we go. Mark chapter 5, verses 1 through 20. Let me double check here. Yes, okay, here we go. They came to the other side of the sea into the country of the Gadarenes. When he had come out of the boat, immediately a man with an unclean spirit met him out of the tombs. He lived in the tombs. Nobody could go behind, and nobody could bind him anymore, not even with chains, because he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been torn apart by him, and the fetters broken in pieces. Nobody had the strength to tame him. Always, night and day, in the tombs and in the mountains, he was crying out and cutting himself with stones. When he saw Jesus from afar, he ran and bowed down to him, and crying out with a loud voice, he said, "What have I to do with you, Jesus, you Son of the Most High God? I adjure you, by God, don't torment me." For he said to him, "Come out of the man, you unclean spirit." He asked him, "What is your name?" And he said to him, "My name is Legion, for we are many." He begged him much that he would not send them away out of the country. Now on the mountainside there was a great herd of pigs feeding, and all the demons begged him, saying, "Send us into the pigs, that we may enter into them." At once Jesus gave them permission, and the unclean spirits came out and entered into the pigs. The herd of about 2,000 rushed down the steep bank into the sea, and they were drowned in the sea. And those who fed the pigs fled and told it in the city and in the country. The people came to see what it was that had happened. They came to Jesus and saw him who had been possessed by demons, sitting, clothed, and in his right mind, even him who had the legion, and they were afraid. Those who saw it declared to them what happened to him who was possessed by demons, and about the pigs. They began to beg him to depart from their region. As he was entering into the boat, he who had been possessed by demons begged him that he might be with him. And he didn't allow him, but said to him, "Go to your house and to your friends and tell them what great things the Lord has done for you and how he had mercy on you." He went his way and began to proclaim in Decapolis how Jesus had done great things for him, and everyone marveled. Once again, I am taken back. I'm sorry, it's really hot in here. Once again, I'm taken back by just how we read over and over again that the demons knew Jesus. And here Jesus is on his mission, on his journey to the cross. But before he gets up on that cross, he's going to tell everybody about him and his new covenant, and about God and his forgiveness. And, but the demons already know all about it. They don't question him like we humans. Silly humans. Okay. So now there's my paper. Psalm chapter 119, verses 145 through 152. Here we are. I have called with my whole heart. Answer me, Yahweh. I will keep your statutes. I have called to you. Save me. I will obey your statutes. I rise before dawn and cry for help. I put my hope in your words. My eyes stay open through the night watches, that I might meditate on your word. Hear my voice according to your loving kindness. Revive me, Yahweh, according to your ordinances. They draw near who follow after wickedness. They are far from your law. You are near, Yahweh. All your commandments are truth. Of old I have known from your testimonies that you have founded them forever. Yes. Well, you guys, this is a fantastic day. I'm so glad that you stopped by and joined me. I just love that chapter in Ezekiel. I would love to one day, I think probably in my retirement, when I don't have to work and I don't have like a crazy schedule, I would love to sketch that whole scene. And I am super positive there are paintings out there of Ezekiel chapter 1. I have no doubt. But I want to sketch it out of my own mind and how I see it. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Have the most wonderful day today. I hope it's nice and cool in your area. We are burning up in our city, I'll tell you what. So hope you're staying nice and cool. Come on back for tomorrow, which will be day 247, and I will see you then. Bye.